I'm Jenna Martin. My drink is a tequila soda. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. All right. First of all, before.
Oh no.
That's the point.
I want to know everyone's tolerance to tequila.
No.
Before this.
No.
You don't like it?
I really have to be in the mood for it.
Okay.
I'll be fine with this. It's just the people that are like tequila, I only shoot tequila water, nothing. You guys are insane. But this will be great.
So you've been dreading this for some time?
No, no, we'll be alright. I've had a few tequila sodas.
I'm better with tequila now. My first tequila experience was the zip tied to a backpack story. So rough start, but I've grown to love it.
For Jack's birthday? Wasn't it? Why do you?
It was just a buddy and I decided to split a handle of Kirkland tequila. And I woke up completely naked, zip tied to a backpack because they were worried I was going to choke on my own vomit.
So the backpack was to keep you on
my stomach
So
because
you
I
would
couldn't
roll
roll
over.
I see.
but I was on a patio that I didn't know where it was. Downtown Milwaukee. It was great. But now I like tequila a lot. I was way too young to enjoy tequila. Now I'm seasoned and well-aged. So like Judd, tell us how you like tequila.
I love tequila. I don't mind it. I think it's like a very easy drink. That would probably be a good shot. But cheers.
Cheers.
You don't have one before?
Nobody feels lukewarm about tequila. That's what I've learned.
It's hot and cold
Yeah.
for sure.
But Jenna, how do you feel about tequila?
I like it a lot.
Yeah?
I do. Yeah.
So, I guess we're gonna kind of like, you used to be an Olympic curler, correct?
I mean, no.
Well-
I mean, that dream fell short. I tried to be an Olympic curler really hard for like 10 years. And then, real life caught up to me and so I stopped. But yeah. We can say Olympic curler if that would make your podcast more successful. We can do that.
Well, you were at how many Olympic Games?
Just one.
Just one?
Just one. And that was as an employee, not
Yeah.
even as a staff.
For Team USA.
Yes.
Sweet.
I'm worried. Have you been lying to them about
No.
curling? Okay.
I gave them all the stats.
Yes, we did get the stats.
Your
We
stats
watched
are
the film.
Over here.
Correct.
No, what?
I don't know anything about curling, but if I knew something, I'd be like, she's got it.
Okay.
So how long were you curling for?
I started when I was a kid, and then got picked up on the national team, met all my friends through it, so kind of got in this position where it was hard to quit until I had to get a job. Did it all the way through college, and then as I was on my way out, my husband got super into it, and so it's like even if I want to quit now, he keeps roping me back in, so it's a gift and a curse. Yeah.
Fair. All the places you got to travel with curling, what was the coolest?
Switzerland is always awesome. Have you guys ever been to Switzerland? No. It's insane. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. Way cooler than any pictures that you could see. I feel like it's rare that you go somewhere and it's like, this is actually what you would expect it to be. And also it just makes you realize like why America is so fat, Like, we're just gross. The food is so good. People are walking everywhere. Like, they're excited to be alive. I don't know.
That's awesome.
Switzerland for sure.
Okay.
I love watching curling in the Olympics, and I think like most people, you're weirdly attracted to it. Most of us don't grow up with it, and I think at one point all of us are like, how do you start playing that curling or getting involved? Like, were you just really good at shuffleboard, and so like, hey, you should try this, or
Really good
is there just like a
shuffleboard, yes.
local team that you're allowed to? Is it a team? Is it duos?
Good question. I got into it because I was really miserable at everything else. Like, played softball, struck out in the leagues that you're not supposed to be able to strike out in. Like, it was just... You guys too?
Yeah, we were really bad.
Yeah, it's awful. And then, like, to the point where you start to feel bad for your parents. You're like, oh, God, guys, I'm so sorry. But they would go in on Friday nights, and so then Saturday mornings they would drop my brother and I off. Like, here you go, kids. Have fun. And so eventually, like, the whole neighborhood got into it, started meeting people from around the state and then traveling, and yeah.
So like your parents just like found like a curling club
Yeah.
in the local area and they were like, let's just see if they like it. Like they weren't into it at all before. They were just like,
They
let's
weren't.
get you guys into it.
No, so they picked it up as like a beer league type of thing,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
bowling
that's
league. So they would go Friday nights. It would be a mixed league, so 2 men, 2 women on a team. So they play with another couple. I think the other couple had kids in the same daycare as my brother and I. So they were like, "There's this junior league the following morning. You could just drop your kids off here on Saturday morning," which was probably like a blessing for them during their hangovers. Yeah, they would just take us there, and we would hang out there all day. And yeah.
You know how funny it'd be to be dropping your kids off to a beer league, and all of a sudden you got a travel team for explorers. You're getting drunk and playing, and you're like, wow, we can't bring her around with us
Great
anymore.
champion.
That's super cool.
Well, curling is like when you curl, do people drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now they do. Which is so unfortunate because when I grew up in it, like I never got the drinking experience. Like you see pictures of like old men back in the day, like cigarette in mouth, sweeping as they go along, and you're like, ugh. But now that I'm playing it for fun with Doug, my husband, it's like now I get the drinking culture a little bit more. But it's not encouraged. So like our national training center used to be in Blaine, Minnesota, right outside of the cities, and they were trying to make it more mainstream. So they would have like bachelorette and bachelor parties. So these guys, like during our national team practice, these guys would get off the bus just wasted. And like at least once a weekend, a guy would fall, hit his head, and then everything would just stop because he would have to like slide onto the sideboards. And it's like, okay, there needs to be some sort of
I think
balance.
curling was a contact sport.
Speaking of like bringing more mainstream, do you think like what would be the perfect way to bring curling to like kind of the forefront? In my head, I think mixing bobsledding and curling would be great. You have a team of 3 going on a huge slide, and then you have the curling group that are sweeping in front of it. And I think that would be. Why are you laughing? I think this is a good idea. I adopted this up today, and I thought it would be electric. You guys are taking away my steam.
No, I'd like to hear a
It'd
response.
be, because how many people are on like a typical curling team? Like 3, 4, like a reserve.
Yeah.
So you could make it a 7 or 8 person team, because there's 3 people on a bobsled. Can you imagine trying to sweep to slow them down? Because they come around there so quick.
Do you sweep to slow it down?
There's a lot to process right now. You sweep to make it go further and to make it curl.
Okay. Yeah.
What is curling then? What does it make a curl?
So there's a stone. It's not going straight down the ice, right? So you put a handle on it depending the direction you want it to go. And so the way that you spin it is the way that it curls.
So your sweeping direction swings it.
Yes, exactly. Yep,
And there's somebody who's giving direction at the end.
yep.
Now, when they're the person who throws it, correct? And then they say the direction that they want you to sweep.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just played.
You're
I'm
focused on
listening
it.
to you, but I'm not processing what you're saying.
We can flesh this out. Like you have someone sweeping in front of the bobsled. How were they?
It's like F1. Well, it's coming out hot. You gotta be on seats.
Okay.
I just thought it'd be a fun way to try.
I think it'd be really fun.
Oh, but instead of like a bobsled like shape, it'd be more like a whitewater rafting like circular tube.
Oh, so
Like at the Kalahari,
basically,
we're going to.
so basically the people are the stones.
Like
they're
there are
on,
stones, they're in a tub,
and you push them, and then you sweep.
and they go down
Okay.
a huge racetrack.
This sounds
Sledding.
like
We're talking about sledding.
High speed, high stakes. But the target practice. Yeah.
Jack, you've come up with some great games, and that's not one of them. That's for
I didn't come up with any of these games now. Although this is my masterpiece.
I think you're thinking along the right lines.
Thank you very much.
Just give it a little more.
So back to his initial question, how would you bring it more mainstream? Because that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's true.
My answer isn't as exciting as yours.
That's okay. It's probably smarter.
I think like eliminating barriers to entry is a huge thing that the sport struggles with. A lot of like historic clubs across the U.S. are in like stuffy country club. Like it's really hard to afford, not even to afford curling, but to afford getting to the type of venues that curling is in. So like the sport lacks any amount of diversity, which is every winter sport, and that's kind of a bummer. But also it's super old. It's old white men across the board. So I think if there was like some sort of, I don't know, experiential concept where you have like smaller curling sheets just to like familiarize people with the sport, I think that would be a good way to do it. I don't know. I think it needs to be dumbed down a little bit during the Olympics too, because I'm sure you guys watch it, not really sure about what's going on.
Never understood.
I don't want to offend you. Maybe you know exactly what's going on, but I don't know. Like if the national governing bodies could find a way to just like dumb it down or add commentary or do something to talk to like that everyday person, I think that'd be helpful.
Now, it's a very polite sport. I read.
Yeah, I read that.
You read that? It's very
The
polite.
spirit of curling?
Yeah,
So
it's
you're-
Allowed to
Trash talk.
Trash talk, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, did you want to trash talk your opponents, or were you like friends with them?
I think I was friends with them, and I think maybe this is part of the reason why I quit. Like, maybe I just wasn't passionate enough to want to trash talk them. It's like, okay, you're better than this, you know?
Yeah.
No, I think that there is some trash talking that goes on, but pretty friendly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the nicest trash talk you've heard? Has anyone told the line to the point where like, hey, this is a flag, a penalty? Is there penalties in like between teams or?
Not for like sportsmanship misconduct or anything, but one funny thing that happens is sometimes, I think you were talking about it earlier, Judd. So there's one person at the other end who calls the strategy, calls the shots for the entire game. So they'll call one shot, the person throwing will miss it so badly that they'll make like this fluke of a shot that's even better than the shot called. And you would think like most people would be excited about it, but in curling, like the team will apologize, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for doing that. And it's just,
What?
yeah, so, yeah, it's pretty soft in that way.
What's nice of sports?
Well, you obviously did like nationals, and
Yeah.
you're playing against people speaking different languages.
Mhm.
How is that? Like, was there a barrier of like, we can understand what you're talking about during curling, but afterwards, like, I'm not bilingual, you know?
No, I think this goes back to the dumb American thing a little bit, is every other country can understand us. And so when other countries are talking, like you're playing like a Sweden or a Germany or something, they'll talk in their native language the entire time so that we can't understand what they're saying. And then after, they'll be the nicest girls ever, like speaking in English. But meanwhile, we're just like spilling our strategy in front of everybody. So
That sucks.
yeah,
Competitive advantage.
Yeah, a
From
little bit.
Swedes.
You said you were an employee for the Olympics, correct?
3 years at curling, yeah.
Were you in the village?
I wasn't.
You wasn't? Okay, I really want to know like,
You wasn't.
so like, I really want to know like what it is like in there. Have you heard stories of, is it as wild as some people say it is, or is it pretty tame? Everyone's going to bed at 8 o'clock because they gotta perform the next day.
I don't think it's tame by any means. I will say I went in a weird year, so I went to the 22 games in Beijing, which was the height of COVID. So everything was super locked down. Like I could ride around Beijing in one little bus loop, and that's all I saw. But I think even for the athletes within the village, I mean, yeah, there would certainly be stories about things going on.
Was that the year where they had cardboard bunks? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Was that
I do remember
22?
that.
I feel like that happens every year. Like eventually pictures leak of the village and like how the dorms aren't fully set up like a week before, and it's just.
I feel like the athletes never complain about it. It's always just someone that like wanders in and is like, wait, watch this. Like, but was that year? Do you know?
I don't know. I do know that the food scene was tough, but
How so?
Well, I think a lot of these athletes are probably on such strict diets too, that they can't like support all these amazing athletes, their specific diets, you know? So it's probably like, I'm only vegan, but you only have this many options. You know?
What did they have?
in the village, I don't know. I know what I had, and it was borscht, a lot of borscht. I don't even know if I'm saying that. Beets of some sort, rice. Honestly, I would just eat noodles. I packed an entire bag of just like ramen and applesauce and stuff.
You brought
like
that with you?
I brought it with me, yeah. Saved my life.
Yeah.
I bet.
Beets and rice.
When you hear that you're gonna eat borscht, you better hope you have applesauce at home.
The one thing that they did have, though, I feel like a big negative that was awesome is like warm Coke with ginger in it. Delightful.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you had it since?
I haven't. No.
Dude,
That should have
you
been
could make-
That
my
should have been your special drink.
next time.
What would we mix with that? Warm Coke, ginger, and...
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not adding anything. Yeah.
Some Jack?
Anything ruins the mixture, I would assume. Jack
What does it
Daniels
taste
might be good though.
Kind of like tea, kind of, I don't know.
Not carbonated, obviously, because they microwave it, or?
No, I think it was carbonated. It was like, you would go up to what looked like a fridge, but it was just a heater.
You thought they microwaved it?
I don't know, like just to heat it up. It's cardboard bags and boards. Might as well microwave
You
it.
thought they were microwaving everything?
I'll be back.
What you do now, Jack?
What if a new game to add to the Olympics?
Dude, that'd be a fun game.
All right, that's a good question. If you, so say you were into curling, any Olympic sport, what would you like to do? Anyone, summer or winter?
Oh man. I feel like the narcissist in me would like swimming or something where you can get a lot of medals quickly. Do you agree? I don't know. You guys go.
I like gymnastics. I'll do the
Wait, what would you do with
Yeah, what would be
gymnastics?
your
He's got the body for it.
Yeah, I do. No, I did gymnastics growing up, so
Really?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Did you do flips and stuff?
Not well, that's why I'm not in the
Yeah,
Olympics. That's why
that
I'm here.
Yeah.
But yeah, gymnastics for me.
Competitive speed walking. I always loved that one. But then
You need to just get off the show.
it's so cool. Have you seen it?
No.
It's like you know, like when they open the doors to like a concert and someone has to run. It's
The
so
Black
fun.
Friday walk?
Yeah.
Google competitive speed walking in the Olympics.
I
It's so
agree
fun.
100%. It's so funny to watch.
It's insane.
And they move actually very secretly fast. Like you're like, there's no way. Because I probably couldn't jog on a treadmill as fast as like them do.
They could get to the end of a mall in like 10 seconds. It is insane.
You know what it reminds me of? This might be very niche, but like, did you ever go to a public pool when you were younger and get yelled at for running?
Oh yeah.
You're like, I'm not breaking the rules. I'm not breaking the rules.
Yeah.
And you can't catch them anyway as a lifeguard.
Jack, what would be yours?
I would love to play hockey. It'd be so much fun. If I was that good at hockey, it'd be amazing. I played it okay when I was growing up, but like not enough to be
glass
that great.
ankles.
You got glass ankles, a heart of gold, takes me out of the game, you know. Too nice.
So, at the end of the day, people are going to watch Jack and I, and no one's going to tune in to see you.
Honestly, that doesn't matter. I'm not doing it for that. I'm in the Olympics.
It'd be pretty damn cool if you were in the Olympics for speed walking. I wouldn't watch myself. I would watch the same. Dude, that'd be sick.
Do you know how far you have to go?
How far?
I don't know.
I think it's like probably around the track, like 400 meters.
Okay.
I think so.
I bet it could also be a marathon. Like,
What is your favorite one to watch outside of swimming, where you think is
Yeah.
the most challenging one?
So the cool thing about COVID, not
That's
about
a good
COVID,
thing.
that's,
Yeah.
that's
The cool thing about that scenario where you were able to watch things,
Yeah.
the event where you watch a lot of things more often than you typically would.
I take that back. The cool thing about my experience in China was that because there weren't crowds, you could pop into different venues and not need tickets. So like one day we got on a bus and we saw Nathan Chen's gold medal skate, which was unbelievable. I got chills just thinking about it. But like I never cared about speed skating before that. It is crazy.
Yeah.
So probably figure skating.
You're
Yeah.
flying.
They are flying.
Speed skating?
What's the one where they're cross country skiing and then they shoot?
Biathlon.
I think that's impressive.
Yeah.
Where I don't know how far they're going, and they're right now steady, and they're hitting targets like this big.
Yeah.
That's impressive to me.
That's so.
But skiing as well.
Now let's talk about your drink.
Okay, yeah.
When did Jenna start drinking? When did that little Jenna pick up the alcohol for the first time?
That's a good question. I had a bottle of 99 bananas given to me my sophomore year of college, I believe. That's when I first dipped my toe in.
That's rough.
So you can imagine it went well.
I got a bottle.
The bottle of losing sugar the best. It's so electric, dude.
What did you mix with that?
Nothing.
Hope and prayer.
Backpack and zip tie, maybe.
All right. So all through college, you're drinking 99 bananas, or did you venture out with the Blue UV or the
First.
vodka lemonades?
What did we do? We would get Fleischmann's or Burnett's. The raspberry was the preference. Have that in one water bottle, and then have like a Crystal Light in the other, and then just.
Which is so ridiculous too to think about.
But we've all done
Because you
that.
drink shot for shot the whole night.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
you're
is-
just like,
yeah.
oh my.
Crazy way to start. Have you guys heard about Borg?
Yeah.
What's
It's a new, since COVID, one of the also good things that came out of COVID was Borgs. Is because no one would take, no one
Was
would
it like
drink
a
jungle
jug
juice.
of stuff?
It was like a gallon, and they would just make these like wild mixed drinks in it. It was basically jungle juice, but for yourself, and you drink a gallon.
Oh, that's not great. That's what we used
Is
to
it,
do.
am I explaining that
It's
correctly?
not crazy,
Yeah.
but you're not. No,
Am I explaining that correctly?
I think so.
I have heard of it. Now you said it. No one. You didn't carry around your own gallon jug of booze every party.
So what we used to do is we used to all get whatever mixer we wanted, and we would take a little bit off of it, and we'd pour it down the drain, and we would take the mixer, the bottle with the alcohol already pre-mixed to the party.
Like a 2-liter?
Yeah. Or I would do a lot of cranberry vodkas. That was my big one. Yeah. Because there was a song that used to say "Make us, mock us, cranberry vodkas," and I used to always play it.
No UTIs for you, I bet.
No, I was always good. I was peeing straight. It was great.
I don't know. That's
Where was that song from? What was that line?
I can't. I'll play the song after the podcast, but you're gonna double judge me on the song.
We went from 99 Bananas to Fleischmann's to.
We're gonna get to tequila.
Oh, yeah.
When did we decide not to have coffee?
Guys, I don't know. Did you have a pivotal moment in your lives where you're like, you did?
I feel like after college, there's like a certain time where you just like, oh, I give a shit about how drinks taste. Like during college, you're just like, oh, there's
Yeah.
alcohol in this, thank God.
Yeah.
And then
volume.
after you're like, oh, I care that to pay my money to sort of something that I'm gonna like for the dinner.
And then also like be aware of the rest of the day as well. Like
How you're gonna
Taste
feel.
it, yeah.
I remember when I was like, oh, Michael, you're really out of shape. We're going to vodka sodas, no more sugar, no nothing like that. And then it's like boring drinks from then on. God, so
that sucks.
That's terrible.
That's really bad for you.
I started with just whiskey because I found whiskey in my parents' bar. You know, this is what I drink apparently. This is what my
Yeah.
parents drink. The only reason there was whiskey in the bar is because they didn't like it. And I was like, I guess this is where I fit in.
I'm a whiskey guy now.
Went straight to Jack Daniels and that was terrible.
Jack Daniels is alright, but not when you're first starting out. You gotta go with UV Blue and
That was-
just fight through the pain.
Yeah.
For sure.
What was your parents' drink?
My parents didn't really have alcohol in the house. So like after the 99 Bananas, they had like this bottle of Seagram's Christmas gin that was just like a fixture in our cupboard forever. I don't know what it was for, and so I had some of that, but they didn't really drink.
Did it taste like Christmas?
Yeah, I remember thinking it was awful, but mix it with a little splash of Mountain Dew, good to go.
Yeah. You're above the lot. Yeah, you're above the lot.
What would that taste like?
Four Loko. That's what it would taste like, the Four Loko.
Yeah. I was trying to explain to them that Four Loko used to have caffeine in it. And they think that's crazy.
I think it's awesome. I think it's crazy that we don't have them.
It was an espresso martini in a can.
For 99 cents.
For 99 cents. It wasn't even in the cooler of the alcohol, it was in the door of the cooler. You're correct.
Do you want the Four Loko?
I've never had Four Loko.
You never had Four Loko?
It's a good thing.
Do it that way.
You guys haven't either?
I have, but not with caffeine.
I've never had a full. I've had sips and I've never had a full
I
one.
used to shotgun in college.
Yeah, that's why you were zip tied to backpacks.
They were bad. They weren't great. It's like now when you see like energy drinks and then you see like the ones with that weird packaging and you're like, oh, what? I wonder that tasting it tastes like straight gasoline. That's what Four Loko. Every single flavor tastes just like that.
Yeah. And I'll start to switch up with like watermelon, it still tastes the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They used to say that you pickle whatever Four Loko flavor you want, and then you can pick whatever one you want because you won't taste the next one. That's how bad it
Maybe we
was.
should start bringing Four Lokos.
That would be it.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Is tequila your shot of choice?
It is, yes. I did have a cherry bomb last week though. Those are fun. Those are tasty.
Those are good
Really?
ones. What's your favorite
What are
bomb?
the other bomb options? Yeah.
Just no bombs.
Vegas bomb,
Vegas bomb is
Irish car bomb's sick. Those are great.
Vegas bomb is basically just with an energy drink, right?
Yeah, business.
I like pumpkin bomb. Cherry bomb's good.
Cherry bombs are awesome. Every time they're a crowd pleaser unless you're Cuske. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I also think there's a stigma of like, no matter what shot you get, people are gonna judge you.
I think that's why I was so slow to pick up tequila, is because people are so negative on tequila. Yeah, that you think vodka sodas, vodka cranberries, you think that's your only option when you go out. Lo and behold.
The other thing I think about having a tequila soda is like having a tequila soda definitely paces you more than everything else because it's a little bit of extra flavor where you're like, I don't want to chug this. Like I'm gonna have a couple sips of this throughout the
It
day.
also feels sophisticated. Is that weird?
Yeah. It's
You think?
Yes, because like everyone gets into like they put it in fancy glasses. They're kind of like just slowly sipping. Like Scotch is a fancy drink, and like, but most celebrities they get into the tequila game.
just Dwayne Rock Johnson. That's the only one. George Clooney, right?
Ryan Reynolds,
No, he's in Gin.
Kendall Jenner.
Kendall Jenner.
She's in Gin.
I thought she had 818.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's also like
We should try it.
This is off topic. I use her toothpaste. So
Kendall Jenner?
yeah,
What's her toothpaste?
Moon toothpaste.
Does it make you look like her?
I don't think so. I've been using it for a while. I didn't know that she used it until I went to Target, and then there's a big poster of her right next to it.
Is it her toothpaste or she endorsed it?
She is the spokesman for it. She like owns part of the company.
Thank you.
Spokeswoman for it.
You're a pig.
It's good toothpaste. Kendall, if you're listening, you make a good product.
What's your toothpaste of choice?
We just have
Where's this
crap.
going?
Yeah.
Where's this going?
I don't know how we got on Kendall. Oh, no, the tequila thing is, there's a lot of like backlash on celebrities doing tequila. A lot of people like let it stick to the people who like, really know how to make it. You're just in it for a profit and they're kind of ruining.
Yeah.
Well, The Rock made this, and it was pretty good.
He's not paying us, put it back.
But he's and if we do shout it out, he might kick our ass.
Honestly,
He's the final boss.
why wouldn't you get into some sort of alcohol, some sort of business adventure? You have the money.
Adventure. I
It's
like
just venture.
adventure.
It's just venture.
Yeah, 'cause it might fail.
Was I saying it wrong? We'll cut it. We'll cut it. We'll cut it both. We got an edit button.
Adventure is so much more fun.
Honestly, everything's an adventure with me. Those Goosebump books that you used to read. Choose your own adventure, but you hold your finger where you stop, just in case it would end you back. One go the other way.
We're just testing the waters.
What is your next adventure then? What are you doing now that we're done with curling and moving forward with our lives?
I'm gonna sound like a real big douchebag, but I'm running a marathon in October. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Good job.
It doesn't count if I don't talk about it every chance I get. Yeah.
Also, you might not do it if you don't talk about it.
That's
Hold
true.
you accountable. It's good for you.
That's a good point. It sucks. The process sucks. I regret it every day, but we're doing it. So, yeah. That's what's next.
What marathon are we running?
Chicago.
That's a big one. Is that your first one?
First one.
And the Chicago Marathon's your first one? Wow. Okay, so do you have like a program you're doing then?
Yeah, it's supposed to be the easiest one.
The Chicago one is?
Yeah, flattest. That's where like people are breaking the PRs.
I am going to tell your husband to give you tequila shots on the way there.
Might be motivated.
Might
I
be.
was a little boozed up doing physical activity. I might just not think that I'm running. You know, really kill it.
Could you run a marathon?
No.
I bet you could. I bet anybody could.
I think I probably could.
How long do I have to do it?
I mean, what do you mean run? Just
Yeah, run.
I can walk.
Just get standing it while running.
Okay.
You can run slowly.
Yeah.
Is your husband running along with you?
no.
Why not?
So you're running it by yourself?
I have a friend that signed up with me.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah,
That's be fun.
yeah. Yeah, it'll be something.
You didn't sound confident that your friend was actually going to follow you.
It's on camera, she'd ask to now.
Can I ask you on camera? Why are you running with a charity or for a charity?
I am, yeah. Brain cancer. Yeah,
What's the charity?
brain cancer. Brain Tumor Association, I believe it's called. So another reason that I'm bought in is because people donated money, so you can't back out.
Where can people donate money?
Put it all. I have no idea.
Remake this whole thing up.
Don't know.
She's doing a half marathon for herself.
She's like, I have a sprint to run in
Sign
an
up
hour
for 5K, yeah, and I'll come walk. Shoot.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, it should be a good time. I've been watching a lot of TikToks about it. That's how I got excited about it in the first place.
When is it?
October,
So
plenty of time to donate.
yes,
somewhere.
we'll
Put it on the screen.
We'll put a link in the description.
We shouldn't have expected you to know the URL like that. That's our fault.
So you're obviously training for it. What's the regimen? Are you training every single day for it?
Not really. I'll go in spurts of like, oh shoot, I have to do this. So yesterday I went on a long run. I'll try to get like one long one in a week, but then I'll try to run at least like a 5K every day.
So what's a long run to you?
Yesterday I did 15.
Jesus.
But like it wasn't pleasant. So don't think that it's,
At what
That's
point,
why this is your drink.
okay,
Yeah.
at what point does it stop becoming pleasant? At like mile what? Half? Is runner's high a thing? I've never gotten to that.
it is a little bit, yes. It is a little bit. I've started listening to podcasts while I run, which is more exciting than I thought it would be. A good distraction. But no, it stops being exciting. So I live in Oconomowoc, and you can only run around your neighborhood so many times before it's like you know when everybody's eating dinner, where their kids are at. Like it's become a lot. So I need to change up my routes. And, yeah.
What podcast, may I ask?
I don't think you're gonna
Not
like me.
this
Fat
one.
chance?
Yeah.
We're just gonna edit in her saying fat.
If you say any ones that I know from my wife at this point, I will be excited because I will probably talk to you because I hear it every morning.
Can I say them on
Yeah,
here?
go ahead.
Okay, I listen to the Yak every day. Barstool Yak. What else do I listen to? A New Untold Story. They're all Barstool. Son of a Boy Dad.
Oh my gosh, it's Barstool.
Yeah. Sorry, Judd.
No,
That's sick.
I'm not a big Barstool fan, but
You don't like Barstool?
no.
Why? Because they're successful now?
What do you mean?
Look at us. We're on Barstool.
I love my podcast of choice besides Fat Chance. I love good true crime podcasts. That gives me amped. Dateline has a good podcast. Something about finding out if a divorcee gone missing is so great to me. It's like,
Start.
I mean, like I work out the a Dateline podcast. It gets me through everything, you know.
Can I ask? I've never understood the true crime fascination. How do you feel about like the cold case files and stuff like that? That's what I really don't understand. It's like, so you watch this entire episode and they still don't have an answer.
Oh yeah, there's a thing on Netflix called Unsolved Mysteries, and it's an hour episode, and it gets me hooked every time. That by the time you end, they're like, if you have any information, let us know. I was like, damn it, this is why I'm watching
They're
this.
hoping to uncover it.
Yeah, but I know it's called Unsolved Mysteries, so I don't know why it fools me every time.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
like
wrong
TV
now.
Cooper.
Hey, it's how it goes.
So now that you're doing long distance running,
Yeah.
we're bringing it back to the beginning here. How we're going to change the game curling. Can you imagine a mile-long curl? Think about it. Let me know your thoughts.
How hard would you have to throw and sweep?
But you'd be doing it on ice, so you probably have skates.
Well,
So it's
how
not
long
the
is the
same
curling sheet?
Yeah, you had it.
That took us 40 minutes to get to ask about.
Oh yeah. How long is the curling sheet?
150-ish feet.
thing. How long is that compared to a hockey rink? 'Cause you're probably doing that in the sheet is within a hockey rink. Right?
Yeah. I don't have a good answer for you. Just cut off the round parts of the hockey rink.
Okay, so
Four
blue light and blue light.
Four pits.
Blue light and blue light probably do that.
Yeah.
Long distance curling would be wild.
That'd be pretty tough.
Some logistical things to figure out, but again, I think you're on the right track.
I'm just trying to expand the Olympics.
Also,
That seems to be your hill to die on.
Jack wants to make a sport.
I've got so many ideas. None of them's gonna work out.
Honestly, though, I feel like the Olympic movement is a good place to start if you're feeling passionately about niche, weird sports.
I think have you ever seen the outdoor games? Where they have like chainsaws and they
Yes.
climb up poles? That should be in the Olympics.
Yes,
Why
it
is
should
it
be.
not?
I don't know.
Where they do where they chop a trunk.
Yeah.
And then when they chop a hole in the trunk, they put a new plank in it and they go up to the top.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Hold on, how do you want to add that to curling?
No, I don't think it's worth it. They get to the top and they throw the stone. No, that's dangerous. That will kill someone.
What a silly question.
This could be a really dumb question, but
No.
so like people who bowl have their own bowling balls.
Yeah.
You guys have your own.
No,
Okay.
not a dumb question. So the granite used in curling stones is only made from like one place in the world, off the coast of Scotland. So they're super expensive, but clubs have to, where you curl is called a curling club. Clubs have to pay a lot of money to have sets of granite come to them, and they're all marked because every stone will have like a different track at the bottom or whatever, and so you have to pay close attention to like how you're maintaining the stones and stuff.
So
More
all the
information.
stones come from one place.
Yeah.
Like throughout the whole, there's no like, even the club you started at had stones from this one, but no like knockoffs.
Nope.
No, like I got this one from Target. Just let it try.
You ever seen one at Target? It's not a kettlebell.
That's weird. Have you ever visited the place?
I haven't. It's just like a rock, believe it or not. I don't think there's any life on it. It's just a rock in the middle of the ocean.
So we just go down there. You're gonna get a
With a
couple more
handle on
stones to
top.
Wisconsin. So, look at this rocks on the bottom of the stones. And they're not consistent between stones, correct?
They could be. I mean, it's like very small. I'm trying to think of a comparison. I don't know enough about other sports to make a comparison. You know how like if you get like a chip in your golf club,
Yeah.
the face of it, it'll change. So like little things like that over time, there'll be wear at the bottom.
But it like big picture, you got 3 stones from Scotland. They'd all kind of run the same. It doesn't matter kind of what the, not grain, but you know what I'm saying, like with the lines within the stone. It wouldn't change like the lay, the lie.
No, not necessarily. But like for bigger tournaments, you'll have a pre-event practice where you're matching all the stones. Because each person, I can't tell if you guys actually want me to answer this. This sucks. Okay, so every person throws 2 rocks in a row. And depending on your position, you throw different shots. So before big tournaments, you'll spend time on the sheet before your game matching rocks to make sure that you have the most closely paired stones together. So like if you throw them at the same speed, you want to make sure they go the same distance, curl the same amount, stuff like that.
So you would choose like you say rocks, not stones.
Rock stones,
Wait, so
interchangeable.
you would choose them for like how you're trying to play the next match, game, what would you call it?
Game.
Game? So your next game, so you would choose them based off of that. So if you had 2 that didn't match, you'd be like, get that one out of here, let's find another one.
Or, they have to stay on the sheet, so you just kick it to a different position.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's big.
The only thing I compare this to is if like you're ever playing bags or cornhole and like one doesn't have a lot of sand in it and it throws differently. And you're like, I kind of like throwing this one first to get it out of the way. And I like the other 3 because that's how I would.
It's not the same because they
It's
wear
not even close to
jorts
the same.
when they play that sport. They wear jorts.
Maybe that's how you get in mainstream. Is that Well, thank you very much for doing this.
Yeah, thank you
so
guys.
much. Cheers, everybody.
Sorry about the tequila.
No,
this is great. Thank you very much.
Delicious. Honestly, the old bracket. So.
You're done. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
That was
That's a wrap with Jenna, everybody.